What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing out there? I am Dr. Lewis, licensed psychologist, owner of Atlanta Couple Therapy. If you want to connect with me, go to atlantacoupletherapy.com. And so I was just thinking about some things, and I was like, let me come in here and just chat with you guys. And so a lot of times, like, in being a psychologist, a lot of times, like, people come to me because it's something that they're struggling with that they want to be different. And so sometimes you can experience something that you're struggling with, but also struggle with change. And so today I want to talk to you about this whole idea of change, of transformation, is experiencing something new, something different in your life, and the areas that I think people get stuck in. So I work a lot with couples. Couples are my jam. Couples are my niche. Um, but sometimes I see that there's this idea of this is just who I am. Like, this is just the way that I am. This is just the way that I do things. And if you don't like it, kind of deal with it. And this can create a lot of problems in relationships. And the reason why is that sometimes you can be acting a certain way and you don't even know why you're acting that way. Like, you don't even know why you deal with your emotions in a certain way. And I think that we have to be open towards healing places in our hearts, in our minds, and even in our own personalities that don't serve us well. And sometimes it could be like a part of your personality that needed to be there to get to where you are right now, but it doesn't necessarily serve you in going to your next level. Let me tell you what I mean. So, say for example, you needed to like work really, really hard. Like, you had to work really, really hard to get accomplished, to break through barriers. But now it's time for you to step more into a place of ease, more in a place of flow. But if you're just stuck in that mindset of no, I gotta hustle, 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 then it can stifle you. It can stifle you from growth and reaching your next level. And so I wrote down a couple notes that I just want to kind of talk to you about. And that's this idea of what got you here will not get you there. What got you here will not get you to your next level. And so, say for example, you have a pair of shoes, and you wear those shoes, and you walk to work, and then at some point you get a car, and you don't need to walk to work anymore because you have a car. Like, you don't need to walk to work anymore. But you're like, no, I've been walking to work all of these months. I'm gonna keep walking to work. Well, that's how I see that people are in their relationships. It could be this idea of like, I'm used to when it's something that I'm dealing with emotionally, I'm used to burying that thing inside myself and not talking to people about my feelings. Well, maybe that serves you well when you were single, but now you're in a relationship and you can't just bury your feelings when you're in a relationship. You have to talk through them, work through them with your mate, work through them like in yourself. But say, for example, you was in a family where you never saw your family members talk about their feelings, talk about sadness, talk about things that worried them, or express loving feelings to each other. Well, you may not have the model to do that. You could just have the model for expressing anger and irritability and frustration. And so that's where therapy comes in. That's one benefit of therapy, is having someone as a guide, having someone that can see those broken places inside of you, those wounded places inside of you, and to be able to hold your hand through it and say, "Oh, let's look at this a little bit differently," or let's see if we can practice a different communication skill that will get you the results that you want to get. And so I just wanted to pop in here for all of my people out there who maybe you've gotten stuck in your ways. Maybe there are parts of yourself that you're like, I don't know why, but I just handle it this way. And everybody keeps telling me that I need to do it differently. I remember I was spending some time with one of my best friends, and she was saying something to me, but I was kind of stuck in my ways about it. And I was just like, okay, all right. Like, and it was kind of like passive compliance. And she was like, all right, I'll just go along with what you're saying, but I really deep inside myself disagree. And so she kind of called me on it. And she was like, I know what you're going to do. You saying you're like letting it go right now, but what you're really going to do is go back and think about it and form like your rebuttal for what I'm saying. And I kind of chuckled to myself a little bit because I have a family member, I'm not going to say who, but I have a family member that does that. That never, like, if somebody says something to them, they never just, like, concede on it. And I didn't realize it, but there are parts of myself that does that. That if it's something that I feel strongly about, and someone can even be like saying, no, look at it this way. I won't just directly like concede at first. And a lot of times, like, I will form rebuttals for why that is not true, whatever it is that they're saying that I disagree about. And so sometimes that's why you need people in your life that will check you. Like, you need people in your life that will pull you by your coattails and call you on the things that you're doing, because we have what I like to call shadows. Like, we have shadowy parts of ourselves that we can't see. You know, just like how you're walking and you have a shadow, well, you can't see your shadow. And it's the same when it comes to your personality, when it comes to certain behaviors, when it comes to how you deal with your emotions. There are parts of ourselves that we cannot necessarily see. And so that's why we need people in our life, like psychologists and counselors, that will say, like, maybe we could do that a little bit differently. Maybe we could say that a little bit differently and get better results. And so I just want to encourage you guys out there to just be mindful of not getting stuck in patterns that don't serve you. Don't get stuck in just being the way that you always been, because being the way you always been is going to get you the same results. And maybe you're tired of going around the same mountain. Maybe like making some minor tweaks and changes in your communication patterns can make it so that you have better quality relationships. All right, guys. Well, I hope this was helpful for you. And if you want to connect with me, go to AtlantaCoupleTherapy.com. Make sure you share this out. Share this out with your peeps. Share this out with somebody you think needs to hear this. Tag somebody in the comments that you think needs to hear this. And I will check in with you guys later. All right. Bye for now.